Hi everyone, good morning. Thank you for joining. Let's wait a minute and then we can start with the presentation. It's 10:30, so I'm going to start with the introduction.
I'm
Welcome,
excited.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining this call. My name is Nasira. I am the owner of Clinique Esthetique, and today I'm going to talk to you about my online training in Japanese Headspa. So as I just said, my name is Nasira. I'm the owner of Clinique Esthetique. I have a background in finance, actually. Before I started my career in beauty, I have several years of experience in business consultancy. I worked for one of the big four companies in finance consultancy, and I've gained a lot of knowledge about business and finance. And this knowledge I used in my own business, and I also want to share this knowledge with my students who follow my course. I always knew that I didn't really fit into the business and finance world, like the black and white finance world where you're just filling out Excels all day and talking about numbers. I always knew that I'm more a people person. In the meantime, I had a passion for skincare. I was suffering from severe acne, and due to some health issues that I had and still have, I wasn't able to take antibiotics like Roaccutane or Accutane in the US. So I had to search for another way to treat my acne. That's how my passion for skincare started. I've learned all about skin health, treating skin problems, and I decided to start my own skin clinic. First as a hobby, just next to my finance job, but it got more successful. I had a lot of demand, so it became bigger and bigger. I loved my job in my skin clinic, but I also noticed that the market in facials and skincare is oversaturated. Only in my street, I already had three skin clinics. So I knew and I always felt that I needed to introduce something unique, something different from my competitors, which was still in line with beauty and skin health and so on. But it should be different from my competitors, and that's the reason my clients should come to me. Next to my passion for finance and skin, I also have a really big passion for travels. I traveled a lot to Asia, and I really fell in love with the culture there. Clients almost always ask me like, how did you come to the idea to start your own head spa? Why did you start it, or how did this idea grow into your mind? And I always tell the same story. It's the same story as I'm going to tell to you guys. During my travels in Asia, I fell in love with their culture. Everything is about peace and wellness and relaxation. In every street, you have a massage salon, and it's really not so expensive. Also, the head spas, it's like in between $5 and $10. You can have a treatment of 1 hour, which was amazing because it was so relaxing, but the results were also amazing. So that's where I had my first experience with head spa, and I knew that I should take this home with me. So I decided to invest in my knowledge because I was looking for headspa school in Europe, even outside Europe, but I couldn't find any decent school. So I first started my master training in scalp and hair, which was in the Netherlands. And once I finished that, there was an Instagram page. I think most of you will also know that Instagram page of the facial technique 128, which is from Chinese people. And they have almost 2 million followers on Instagram. And I was following them already for a long time, wanted to follow a course with them. And then once I was sitting on an evening at home, and I saw that they were giving a training in London. Like, London is not really far from Belgium. Okay, it's like you should take a plane, but it's not a really long flight. So I took my chance and I almost stalked them because I really wanted to follow that training. And I got in. So I went to London, followed the training. Here you can see a picture of me and my Chinese teacher. She was amazing. She was really strict, like really detail oriented. Everything should be perfect. But that's also where I got my knowledge from. I still felt, even after my master training in scalp and hair, after my training with the Chinese people, so the facial technique 1 to 8, I still wanted to learn more. I've always been really interested in Korean skincare. Because I knew that Korean people just, and they're on. If you look at the beauty treatments all over the world, Korea is always 10 years behind European standards and even US standards. So Korean people, they know a lot about beauty and skin. So that's when I started investigating for head spas in Korea. I found Dr. Lee Moon-won. He has his own medical and herbal head spa now for over 20 years. And I just flew there, followed the training. It was amazing. Everything was based on herbs and natural remedies, oils. And you can also see that here on the picture, like all of these traditional Asian herbs. I've learned so much from Dr. Lee Moon-won. It was amazing. So yeah, all of that knowledge I took with me and I started my own head spa. And this is a video of one of my head spa treatments. I was one of the first in Europe, which was my advantage. And even though everyone was really skeptical, they said to me, "Oh, it's just a hype. It's just a hair wash. You're not a hairdresser. No, it's nothing. Just stay with the skin treatments, and esthetician school and esthetician treatments. Leave the head spa. It's nothing." But I believed in my dream. I really knew, like, I have to follow this. I have to do this because I felt that I was going to love it, and I also felt that my clients were going to love the treatment. So I started as one of the first head spas in Europe, and what happened after that exceeded every expectation I ever had. So I was fully booked within weeks. But since I invested so much in my knowledge and my technique, clients loved it. They started sharing it on social media. They started sharing it with friends and family. And every time I opened my schedule for the next month, I posted a counter on my Instagram so that all of my followers, they were informed when the new schedule or the new agenda would open. So this is an example of when I posted on Instagram, like, hey, I'm going to open my schedule. All of these people, they put their notifications on to get the first, and so that they get the notification once my schedule is open so that they can book. So in one evening, after I posted that, my schedule was booked for the next 3 months. And the good thing about it is clients didn't only start coming for the head spa, but also for other services too. Because I'm not just a head spa. I have my fixed day for head spas, and I have my fixed days for my facial treatments. So the clients that came for the head spa also came for other treatments. They started referencing me to their friends and family. And the best part about it, and especially specifically for the head spa, is for me, it doesn't feel like working because it's such a happy and such a positive environment. Clients are always happy, satisfied. They want to come back. They're always giving compliments. They're happy with the results, which is not the same as a facial. You know, facial, sometimes clients can be a little bit impatient. They want to see a result immediately. And with the facial, you have to wait 3 to 6 months for the final result because it takes some time. But with the scalp, the results are faster, and that's why the clients love it so much and why they're so positive about it. That's not the only thing that I love about it. And the first thing and the most important thing for me is that I don't have to worry about my business anymore. I know that I won't have any open spots in my schedule anymore, which will make my work less stressy. My customers are more satisfied. The appointments that I'm having with my clients are mostly quiet appointments because clients don't like to talk during a head spa. They're quiet, they're enjoying, which is also, to be honest, better for me. I can focus, I can relax, I can take my time. I schedule 90 minutes per client because my service is a little bit high priced. I can I can take more time, which allows me to relax and not to rush. I can take more time in between clients to clean everything, maybe talk a little bit more with my client because I know I still have I have some time. And also, yeah, the financial point. I don't have any the financial stress that I had at the beginning because here in Belgium taxes are insane. And yeah, if you're not fully booked, then you still need to have the income to pay the taxes. So no more financial stress because the service is higher price. I can do less clients a day while earning more a month, which is amazing. I was investigating while making this presentation. I was investigating the prices in the US for a head spa. And on average, these were the prices that I could find. So average price is in between 180 and 225 US dollars. Since this group is about the money-making esthetician, I think it's also really important that I share with you the details about the pricing and how much you can earn with this treatment. So let's say on average, the price of a head spa is 200 US dollars. Let's talk about the investment. And so it's really important that you know how much money you will be paying for in total to open your head spa, because what is your investment? What will I gain? This will mean your breaking point. In between when am I losing money or when am I gaining money? So your head spa bed, I have a supplier. I've tried so many suppliers. I've also had bad suppliers, which meant that the first head spas that I had were terrible, caused me a lot of stress. But now eventually I found a supplier and a model, a head spa model, that is good qualitative head spa. Both a mobile head spa and a head spa bed. So they offer a mobile head spa. Let's say you have one treatment room and you want to do in that treatment room and you have one bed. You want to do in that treatment room, you want to do a massage, facials, and head spa. That's possible if you choose for a mobile head spa. It's really easy. You just fill it up with water. You fill the tank with clean water. You can fill it up with up to 60 liters, which is like 5 or 6 buckets of water. And with those 5 or 6 buckets of water, you can do 3 clients. So you fill it up, it heats up, it works really easy. You always have clean water. The dirty water goes into a separate tank, so it's really easy to work with, and you can do the head spa in one and the same room. Let's say you only want to open a head spa or you have a separate room, then you can choose for the head spa bed, which you need some plumbing for. But on the average, both the mobile and the full bed cost 1,000 US dollars, including shipping, if you buy them via my supplier. And if you say my name, perhaps they can give you a discount because I gave them a lot of clients, over 75 students, which means over 75 clients. So I'm sure they can give you a discount. My training is 1,000 US dollars, but at the end of this call or presentation, I have a special offer for you guys, which is really worth the wait. So $1,000 head spa bed, $1,000 US, 1,000 US dollars for the training. And let's say 500 US dollars for the products and the tools. The tools, I'm not using a lot of tools because using your hands is the best. I don't believe in those electric scalp massagers and electric stools. Your hands are always the best. Try to use your hands as much as possible. That's what I can give you as advice. Shampoos, hair care products, the herbs, the essential oils, the oils, which I'll explain all about in the training, are also not expensive. In total, you'll invest like 500 US dollars on products and tools. That makes your total investment 2,500 US dollars. Let's say for American standards, the prices are 200 US dollars per client. After 12 and a half clients, you've covered your total investment, which is after 2.5 days. So 5 clients a day. After 2.5 days, you've covered your total investment, which is amazing. There's no other investment or no other treatment that you will gain back so easily or so fast. If we're talking about your daily or monthly or weekly revenues, if you do 5 head spas a day, which is what I do, you can gain 1,000 US dollars a day. That is 5,000 US dollars a month. That is 5,000 US dollars a week and 20,000 US dollars a month. And that's what I mean with less financial stress. Also, the good thing about a head spa is because the products are not so expensive, the gross margin per treatment is also high. With facials, sometimes the peels, the products, the aftercare products, the masks, everything, they are expensive, which if you ask $200 for a facial treatment, after deducting the costs, that's everything, you don't have so much revenue or profit left over, because you also have to take that into account. That it's not just I received $200 US dollars. No, I have to pay for the peels, the pre-peels, the essential oil, the masks, the serums, all the products that you use during a facial, which will which will eventually result in your revenue not being that high, or your profit not being that high. Your revenue can be high, but your profit after costs will not be that high. That's not with the head spa, because water is cheap, herbs are cheap, essential oils are cheap, shampoos are cheap. They are not so expensive as facial products, which will mean that your profit or your net revenue or your profit will be higher. So after starting my head spa, becoming so successful, which I'm really thankful for, and I'm happy to learn you guys all my secrets and how I have done this. A lot of my competitors and colleagues were asking me for training. So in the beginning, I was a little bit, I was not sure if I would want to train other people, because I've invested so much money, and my business was like my little baby, but there were a lot of demands, and I was like, yeah, why shouldn't I share this? If someone can learn from me and grow with me, I'm happy to help. So I shifted my mindset and I started my academy. So more and more colleagues were requesting me for trainings. First, I started with private training, so one-on-one, but due to the high demand, I was forced to expand to group trainings. I couldn't do trainings every day because I still wanted to do my facials and my head spa, treating clients. I will never stop treating clients because that's my passion. So I started with group trainings, and everybody wanted to start their own head spa. It's still growing in Belgium. There is so much demand, not only in Belgium, but over all Europe. And I was receiving, I was also totally shocked about, people were coming from all over the world to follow the training. So I had students from these are my international students. I had students from all over the world flying over to Belgium, from Africa, Ivory Coast, from Croatia, from the US, from Norway, from Denmark, from UK. They found me via TikTok, via Instagram, via Facebook, and they decided to follow the training. This is one of my students. Her name is Marta. She came from Poland. Poland is actually not so close to Belgium. She traveled after 12 hours by car with her husband, her small baby. They came to my practice to follow a training. And she was one of the first in her country, so in Poland, to open a head spa. And she also, after following every step, as I explained her during the training, she was immediately fully booked in Poland. On this picture, you can see her actually not in Poland, but in Croatia, in a neighboring country of Poland. So she expanded her business internationally from Poland to Croatia, and she attended a beauty fair there to expand her business even more. So yeah, that for me was like I felt so happy and satisfied that I could help someone. She was a young mother with a small baby, trying to finance her family and growing her family and growing her business, and I was able to help her with that, which is an amazing feeling. And this is our WhatsApp conversation. She sent me some pictures of the beauty fair where she was in Croatia. So Zagreb is the capital of Croatia, and she thanked me again for my help. So really amazing. I'm really happy with this. And this is another student of mine. She opened a Nasu Head Spa. She followed the course 5 months ago. in January 2024 with me. She started with 0 followers. She hired 3 full-time employees in January, opened a luxury head spa in the capital of Belgium in Brussels. She followed all of my tips and tricks perfectly, and she's now fully booked for a month. As you can see, she is open from Monday to Sunday, so every day from 9 to 8, and she's fully booked. Can you imagine? With 3 employees, she followed all my tips and tricks perfectly and is now fully booked. Which tips? So I give tips on herbalism, I give tips on aromatherapy, I give tips on pricing, I give tips on marketing and social media and business. Those are really valuable. It's not just about knowing the technique, but also about business and finances and marketing. And that just led to this result. 5,000 followers in 4 months or 5 months. Amazing. So yeah, a lot of international demand, but not everyone is able to fly to Belgium. The plane tickets are expensive, financial situation, family situation, people have kids, they cannot come to Belgium. So there was a huge amount for requests for online trainings. Since I've had over 75 students right now, I know exactly what to focus on so that an online training feels the same or is the same experience as an in-person training. My online training is now available in English, French, and Dutch, and will also be available in German and Spanish, since there's a huge demand from Germany and South America. But that's a next step. So here you can see all of the DMs that I'm receiving, people from Sweden, UK, I don't know where she's from, she speaks English, Canada, she's from Ireland, France, English-speaking people in Indiana, USA, also USA. So a lot of people from all over the world wanting to follow the training. And that's actually why I created my online training, so that it's accessible for everyone around the world. We have a group chat on Facebook, a private chat. If you're not already part of that group chat, feel free to send me a message and I'll add you to the chat, in which I've questioned, like, what would you like to learn about or what would you like to know about during the webinar? And one of the girls said, I would love to see some before and after pictures. Like, I know that it will probably feel amazing, the treatment, but what about the before and after pictures, the treatment for the scalp and the hair? How is that? And that's what I'm going to show you in the next slide. So I always start my head spa with a picture before and after. This is my client's scalp before. This is my client's scalp after the head spa. This is after one treatment. What I've done here, I've worked a lot with my hands. I've used my tools, which I'll explain about all about in the online course. I've made my own mixture of essential oils, herbs, and other kinds of natural good stuff. The brand I'm working with. And this is the result after one treatment. Can you imagine how satisfied the client was? And she couldn't before, when we were looking at the scalp before the treatment and we were looking at this, she was like, oh no, I cannot look at this picture. Am I so dirty? And yeah, the after picture she absolutely loved. This is another client of mine. She suffers from seborrheic dermatitis. Her name is Ellen. She's also an esthetician. And you can see those yellow flakes on her scalp behind the ears. This is before the treatment, and she just washed her hair. So it's not that her hair was dirty. She just washed her hair before coming to her appointment. So this is just the state of her scalp after washing her hair. During the treatment, I applied my mixture of my essential oils, herbs, all of my products. As you can see here, the scalp is, we're working on the scalp and removing all the scaling. And this is the result after one treatment. Clean scalp, shiny hair, moisturized scalp, moisturized hair. And since she is an esthetician, so she is in the beauty business, she waited for 4 weeks to post a review. So 4 weeks after her appointment, I received this review. You can also find this review on my Google account. I just translated to English because she wrote it in Dutch. She says, after 7 years, I finally found someone who was able to solve my scalp problem, not only temporarily, but permanently. After an expert analysis and treatment, Nasira was able to help me with something that unfortunately I had been dealing with for far too long, scalp problems and shame for years. Where no one could diagnose nor provide a solution, she succeeded. I followed the advice carefully and I'm still over the moon about 4 weeks after the treatment. Thank you forever for your help and advice. Ellen. So this is a testimonial of a client of mine. I also have a lot of testimonials from my students. This one is from my international students. Parveen, she started her Headspa in the UK. She was really happy about the training. She felt inspired. She felt that the training was really clear. And that the support on the setting up was really valuable. So that's almost what every student says. Like it's a great training, knowledgeable, but the fact that I'm available for question after the course, that's what most of the students are really happy about. So yeah, I try to be that mentor that I didn't have myself because I flew to London, I flew to Korea, Netherlands. I followed my training everywhere, but these people their English is not so good. So when I went to Korea, I booked a translator that was with me every day to translate the Korean course into English. So yeah, can you imagine that? I cannot just talk to Dr. Lee Moon because yeah, I always need someone to translate. So yeah, I didn't have the mentor. I only had someone during the training, but after the training, I missed the mentor. And that's what I want to be for my students. Like it's not just like follow a training and then goodbye. No, I want to also be a mentor after the training. So these are some other reviews that I'm receiving from my students. You can also find them on Google if you want to reread them. Next, I'm going to tell you more about the online training. So what will you learn during the online training? You will learn about meridian theory, Asian pressure points, Asian massage techniques, how to recognize and treat scalp abnormalities, how to take a picture of the scalp, herbalism, aromatherapy, client intake form, contraindications, treatment plans for each scalp and hair types, how to hygiene and sanitary standards and safety, also really important, social media techniques, business growth, tips and tricks, pricing, finance, like literally everything up to how you clean your tools, how you clean your machine, like every detail. I filmed also one of my intake conversations or intake with my clients, like literally every step of the treatment, how you make a trichoscopy, everything is explained into detail in the online course. Because I've had over 75 students, I know exactly the questions that the students will have. So that's what I also focused on while creating this online course. And especially for you guys, I have a secret offer. So as I said, normally the training is $1,000, which is 950 euros. And now the training is 800 euros, which is 870 dollars, which is a discount of 150 almost US dollars. But the limit is offer. The offer is limited. My birthday is on May 26th, which is this Sunday. Then the offer will expire. So please, if you want to use this offer, if you want to make use of this offer, please don't wait too long because it's only temporarily after May 26th, after my birthday. This is my birthday present for you guys. After my birthday, the discount will be gone. You can order via my website. How can you book a training? I am going to show you. So you go to my website, you click on, if you are on a mobile view. So you click, you go to my website, you click on the menu on the right, you can choose your language. So you can change the language to English. And then you go to the web shop and you choose for a course, or you choose for the online course, or you choose for the in-person course, which we have also available in English. If you are on your desktop, I'm going to show to you, I'm going to share my screen. Then you just go to my website, which is cliniqueesthetique.eu. The language you switch to English. I now have it on English. You go to web shop, courses. It's actually really easy. And then you can choose the type of course that you would like. We have, this is the biorepeal training, which I'm also giving. Dutch, English. So if you want to, let's say, for example, the English training is now on a discount temporarily. You click on it, and then you can, the good thing is also you can choose for a payment plan. So you can choose to pay it in 2 or 3 times. Please note that you will only be granted access once the payment is fulfilled. So once you fulfill the 2 or 3 payments, you will get immediate access to the training. So you can pay, you can choose for a deposit, you pay, if I put it in US dollars, so that's also really easy, you can put it in US dollars. And you can choose to pay in 2 times, or you can choose to pay the full amount. It's up to you, or in 3 months. Then these are the deposits that you still have to pay, which is really reasonable. So yeah, if you're planning to start a head spa and you're thinking about finances, you can also pay in 2 or 3 times, and you can take your time also to order the stuff. I can already send you the shopping list so that you can start ordering the machine, ordering the tools, and then you can start with the training once you have fulfilled your payment. Voilà. These are my QR codes. If you want to book an online training, if you want to connect via Instagram, if you want to connect via TikTok, or you can want to visit my website, you can just scan these QR codes and you will be redirected to my Instagram, my web shop, my TikTok. So it's just really easy. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of my training, how it would look like if you buy the training. You will be in this platform. This is a demo. And this is the introduction and what will you learn. The course is a result of my international trainings in London, Korea. Everything is included, presentation, how-to video, step-by-step guides, a shopping list, my list with distributors, intake forms, treatment protocols, like everything is in videos, printable. So really easy, really practical. You get a copy of all my slides, you get a shopping list, you get printable head spa protocols for each hair and scalp type. You get a printable step-by-step plan for my head spa. So I offer a head spa and a head spa with a facial. I explain the 2 of them during the online course. An overview of exactly what you need to prepare before the clients arrive. So that's what I mean with really practical. You literally get a list with everything that needs to be ready before your client comes. You get a list with each step that you can do during the treatment. So when you just start with a head spa, you can just put that list next to you on the ground or on your table. The client doesn't see it, and you just follow the steps as I have written them in the printouts. So it's really easy. A list of ingredients that are in their explanation, an intake form, how to perform the intake conversation, how to use the equipment, how to clean the equipment, how to prepare the space, how to prepare the herbal infusions, the step-by-step video of a classic head spa, step-by-step video of head spa with a facial. So really, 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 really detailed. You also will receive a certificate afterwards as an online community with a lot of other head spas that you can network with. I have 11 modules with a lot of sub-modules. The first module is about the introduction to the Japanese head spa, traditional Asian meridians, pressure points, explanation about scalp and skin, so anatomy and physiology, ingredients, what to know, what ingredients to avoid, also really important, how to recognize and treat scalp abnormalities, treatment plans, herbal remedies, how you make the mixtures, hygiene and sanitary standards, client communication and contraindication, performing a Japanese Headspa. So a lot of practical videos, branding and social media, pricing. So really, 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 yeah, a lot of information that will be shared during the online training. So yeah, thank you all for listening. I think now we have some time for some Q&A, question and answers. If you guys have some questions, feel free to type them in the chat, and I'm happy to answer them. This webinar will also be recorded, so you can look back at it afterwards. And if you have some questions, feel free to type them down in the comments. Feel free to send me a DM, email, or WhatsApp. You name it. I'm happy to help and to answer all your questions. Maria, I cannot see the chat. Are there any questions already?
They're coming up right now. What is the
Okay.
average price point you charge for your head spa services?
Mine is, if I convert it to US dollars, mine is like 180 US dollars. But Belgium is cheaper than US.
What is the investment cost for the setup?
Let me see. Let's go back to the slides. I go back to the slides, this one. So 2,500 US dollars. So the bag is 1,000 US dollar. The training is 1,000 US dollar. If you use the offer, which I have right now, the training will be 850 US dollars. So the offer is available until May 26th. So don't wait, because afterwards you'll pay 1,000 US dollar for the training. The tools are 500 US dollars. So the total investment is 2,500. But the good thing is, you will gain that investment back after 12 and a half clients. So after 2.5 days, if you do 5 clients a day, you have regained your total investment. And revenues are also amazing. Yeah? You can gain up to 1,000 US dollars a day if you do 5 head spas, which is actually not a lot, 5 hours, nothing. 5 days a week, so 5,000 US dollars a week, which is 20,000 US dollars a month of revenues with the head spa. So yeah, it fits perfectly in the money making esthetician group. And to be honest, your schedule will be fully booked. There's
What is
so many demands.
what is the time for the service, like setup and cleanup?
So I usually but I like to take it slowly because I don't want to rush. I leave 30 minutes between my clients, so I have the time to chat a little bit with my client, to really build a bond with my client. I take the time to clean everything, to refresh everything. So I leave always 30 minutes in between my clients, and 5 hours plus 30 minutes in between the clients, like 7 hours a day you work.
Do you know the licensing for estheticians in the USA? I believe you have to check with your state board.
Yeah, I know that in a lot of states it's okay if you just are not treating the hair with the scalp. So if you focus on the scalp, it should be okay, but please check your state board to be sure. I do have a lot of students from the US.
Will you also be teaching the Korean and Chinese techniques?
Yes, definitely. That's what I focus on during my training. All of these techniques will be covered. Everything is really traditional head spa, and all of that will be covered during my training. And the good thing is also about an online training is that if you want to learn about something that you don't find in the training, I can always add that to the training. So I can always make a new video and add it to the online training that's already existing. So that's a good thing about an online training. You can always rewatch the videos, and it's being updated continuously. And also, there's always room for questions. So I'm talking to my students on a daily basis. They still have questions. And yeah, during a training and while you're practicing on your friends and family, you will have some questions, but the real questions will come once you start. And that's the same thing with the estheticians. And once you finish esthetician school and you start on real clients, then you have the questions. And those are the questions that you see in our Facebook group. So yeah, and that's the community that I want to create for my own Headspa. So if you have questions, I'm not like the teacher that you should be afraid of. I'm really open, really transparent, and you can always contact me. We can call, we can have a chat if you have any questions.
I have a Headspa now, and I would love to learn more natural techniques. That's why I began following you. I want to further my education with it. That's awesome.
Oh, nice. That's nice. Thank you.
I will have follow-up questions and we'll reach out. Thank you for what you're doing for this call. And being available to answer further follow-up questions.
Oh, that's nice. I'm happy to help. Just send me a DM and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions.
So I did put her info into the chat if you guys are interested. I'm also gonna put the money. Let's see if you guys want to set up for the newsletter for the replay. For those of you that came in late, the newsletter will be sent out via newsletter tomorrow evening. That's the newsletter. And then, do you want to put your contact info on the screen one more time so if anybody could screenshot it?
Yeah. So. So this is for the online training, my TikTok, my Instagram, and my website. You can always send me a DM via Instagram, via TikTok, or via Facebook. On my website, you can also find my phone number, my WhatsApp, and my email. If you go,
It's not on the screen.
Oh, yeah, now it's on the screen. So this is the QR code to book a training, to my Instagram, to my TikTok, and to my website. You can send me a DM via Instagram, and on my website, I also have my contacts here. So there's my email address and my phone number, which is also my WhatsApp. So you can also contact me via WhatsApp, or via email or via Instagram. I'm everywhere. Okay, great. Are there any other questions? Okay, if not, I would like to thank you all for joining this call. I'm really happy that you were here. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions, and then I wish you a very nice day.
Alrighty, thank you everybody for joining.
Thank you. Bye-bye.